Hey, all, Brad back with another repair video. I finished up a board set, a Stargate board set that was sent in from Brian and Susan over at Paradise Arcade. This is one I had worked on before, quite a while ago, I think, because I didn't recognize it. And some of the parts on here were from a few years ago that I used to use, but no problem. I take care of the problems. So soundboard, no issues here whatsoever. Didn't really have to do anything there. I/O board, I did fully test it again with the splat board, so all 18 inputs, no problems. This did have some previous work on it before I did it last time. Both the 7404, the 6821 PIA, and the 257s here, they were all socketed, but they worked just fine, so no worries there. ROM board, I had it on the bench with one of my MPUs originally, a known good one, and ROM 1 was actually bad, causing preventing the board from booting. So I swapped that out. Thought maybe that was it for the whole thing. Put the MPU on the bench. Again, wouldn't boot. Found a couple transistors over here where the legs were basically broken on them. A PNP and an NPN 401, 403 transistor set here. So I got those changed out. And then I was still having some problems. It would go through the diagnostics, the RAM test, and then go to boot in the game and just loop through. And it turned out to be the 6809E CPU. So swap that out, and she's been running rock solid, no problems. So I'll show you one of the things I do here on the bench. You can see that I've got this chip clip on the CPU here. This is a 40-pin chip clip, and I'm hooked on pin 37, which is the reset. So typically, if there's ever a problem on this board, they have a watchdog circuit, it's called. So if that watchdog doesn't get reset periodically, then it'll trigger a reset on the CPU and reboot the system. And that's something you really don't want to happen. So what I do is when I'm done working on a board, before I go to bed or whatever, I'll hook it up to the oscilloscope here. Excuse me. And you see I've got it right here. And right now it's on trigger mode. It's waiting for a falling edge. If I go over here and look, you can see the menu here. So the slope is falling edge. The source is channel 1, and it's on an edge trigger. So again, that's the mode it's in. And what I'll do is right now the board, you can see is running right now. And so what I'll do is I'll hit the reset button here on the board, which will simulate a watchdog trigger, and you'll see what happens to the scope here. So you can see the transition from high to low on that reset pin, and then it also gives you indication that it's basically halted in this mode. So if I come down the next day after working on a board, I don't want to see the screen, right? Which this Stargate has been rock solid without any resets. Without manually triggering it. So again, it's running no problem here on the bench. Got it on tripod. I can coin it up. Let's start. I've got my little PlayStation controller here. Ooh. Just use some smart bombs here. I'll drop it in diagnostics. All ROM's good. No RAM errors. No CMOS errors. They do have an MV RAM module installed on this board, so no batteries or anything. Sound test. Again, we can loop through some of those. Switch test, again, all the inputs are working no problem. Color RAM test, this is your grid lines to set convergence on the monitor. Got solid red, green, and blue screens, and then color bars. And then we get the bookkeeping data, and then settings, and then back to a track mode. So she's good to go. I'll get it boxed up and coming back to you. Thanks for watching. Bye now.